The DMK today moved a contempt plea against Governor RN Ravi after he refused to administer the oath of office to former Minister K Ponmudy. The former higher education minister and powerful DMK leader had to resign his ministership after the Madras High Court convicted him in a disproportionate assets case. However, the apex court stayed that conviction, and the DMK sought the re-induction of Ponmudy into the state cabinet. Governor Ravi, though, refused to administer oath on the grounds that the conviction has only been stayed and not set aside. He further is reported to have cited constitutional morality will not allow him to administer oath, leading to another confrontation with the state government. In the past, the TN government had moved the apex court over delay in assent to bills, refusal of the governor to read portions of the prepared text, and several other issues, including the release of convicts in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case. So will there ever be an end to this confrontation? Joining me this evening, Salem Dharanitharan of the DMK and GS Prashant of the BJP. My first question to you, Mr. Prashant, there seems to be a legal ground for the DMK to have Ponmudy re-inducted. Is this confrontation with the governor, between the governor and the state government, ever going to end? It's returned to the apex court today.
Veera, firstly, governor, as we know, is a constitutional authority. He has taken a decision, and that has been challenged by the state government, and the matter is pending before the Supreme Court now. When the matter is sub judice, we will not get on to who was right, who was wrong, because ultimately now the matter is in the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court will actually decide on that. And as regards the what has happened in the past, even Senthil Balaji had refused to resign, but now he has resigned recently, which means for last 4 months he had not resigned. Now probably he decided that his position was weakened, he has resigned. Therefore, there may be different issues or how the law is operating. But now that the matter is pending before the Supreme Court, we need to await the verdict of the Supreme Court, and whatever the Supreme Court directs, the same will be followed in true letter and spirit.
Okay, Salem Dharanitharan, the question that the BJP may not officially, but at least on the side is asking is, what is the need to re-induct a minister who has been convicted by a court no less than the High Court? Though there has been a stay from the Supreme Court, can you not wait for a final judgment before re-inducting a minister into the state cabinet? And this is not on legal grounds, but the question is raised on moral grounds. Your response?
People like RN Ravi are third-rated politicians masquerading as governors, right?
No, I think
trial court has acquitted. Trial court has acquitted
choice of language you use, be very careful.
No, see, I think you're not a governor spokesperson.
You can't use these words.
Please do not interrupt me on my time.
You have to ensure that.
Please do not interrupt me on my time.
Unparliamentary language is not used.
Whatever you want.
See, let's not use bad language.
Whatever I want is my right.
Let's not use bad language. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, having said that, I would like to say...
Let's not use bad language. Please go ahead, Salem Dharanitharan.
Yeah, trial court has acquitted, right? Has Ponmudy, and the High Court took suo motu cognizance and gave a sentence. That sentence has now been suspended by the Supreme Court, which means that as of now he is acquitted. Which is why even the Election Commission of India, right, which had earlier called Thirukkoilur, his constituency, vacant, has recalled that order. As of now, the constituency is not vacant. So as per law, he's a MLA, and it's a prerogative of my chief minister to appoint whoever he wants to appoint as a minister. So the governor has only duties and not functions. So he is not his job to decide who will my chief minister appoint as a minister or not in the cap, or induct whoever he can induct whoever he wants in the cabinet. That's the whole point. The governor has no right to question that. And also, the governor is subservient to the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court has suspended the sentence, and Supreme Court does not have a problem with him continuing as a minister. So who is the governor? So I think by this, he is actually violating the Constitution of India and is going against the Supreme Court. There's contempt of court, clear case of contempt of court. He will definitely come around and regret this decision. As a governor, he has no functions and only duties. His job is only to listen to the State Council of Ministers, because State Council of Ministers represent the voice of the people of Tamil Nadu, because people of Tamil Nadu elected the MLAs. The MLA in turn have elected a chief minister who was from the Council of Ministers. That is why even the Supreme Court has time and again said, right, the voice of the governor is nothing but the expression of the State Council of Ministers. As simple as that. So when the chief minister has said that this we want to re-induct Ponmudy.
Absolutely. Let me just take
do
that across to GS Prashant. Prashant, the problem is that every time there is a confrontation and it goes to the Supreme Court, this is becoming embarrassing and a hugely cumbersome process in the functioning of a state machinery. Obviously, you will not use the same parallel for the president and the prime minister. Why is the governor going ahead in this confrontation move? Is the question from the DMK.
See, why a governor takes a particular decision, on what basis? I'm sure he is given his note as to on what basis he is not going ahead with the induction. Be that as it may, all that I'm trying to make a point here is that once that decision by the governor has been challenged by the DMK in Supreme Court and the Supreme Court is seized of the matter, ultimately till the Supreme Court decides, the matter is sub judice. And there's no point in taking sides and saying what could have been done or what should have been done. Ultimately, the matter will be decided with the apex court now. Like in most cases, when the matter reaches the apex court decides.
Saying Salem Dharnidharan.
So the simple matter is the chief. It's a prerogative of the chief minister to. Sorry, it is a prerogative of the chief minister, right? He can appoint whoever he wants into the cabinet as a minister. So why is the governor not allowing us to do it? Why should we go to the Supreme Court every time to get our basic needs met? Even to have our bills cleared, we have to go to Supreme Court. And only after the Supreme Court tells you can't do this, the governor is then passing the bills. So why should we go to the Supreme Court for something that's a basic duty? The duty of the governor is to appoint a minister when the chief minister wants to induct him. He doesn't want to do that. Now we have to go to Supreme Court even for that. So this is thwarting the progress of the state of Tamil Nadu because it's not allowing us to function, not appoint ministers, not pass bills. This is what he's doing is
insofar as bills are concerned, governor's powers under Article 200 are clear what he can do and what he cannot do.
No. Supreme Court makes it time and again made it clear.
There are provisions as to how the governor will act in terms of
is the governor above the Supreme Court or below the Supreme Court? Is the governor above the Supreme Court or below the Supreme Court? Let him answer that. He is below the Supreme Court. Yes, listen. The Supreme Court is clearly said that
the Constitution is clear. Everybody is bound by the decision of the Supreme Court.
Completely out of time
Everybody
for
is bound by the decision of the Supreme
Obviously,
Court.
this is played out several times. We'll have to wait and see what the
Court.
Supreme Court says in this matter again. But that's all we have time for on the Southern View this evening. News and updates continue right here on NDTV.